Okay, we're going to show you how to set up the new Executive Series 2 Continuous Ink System. This is one of Epson's new printers, the Workforce 3520. This is our new Executive Series 2. Has the backflow dampers, a larger isobaric chamber, the new low-profile cartridges. These cartridges are definitely designed for the CIS. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to rock the bottles. When you first get it, you got to do this. That's going to get all the ink out of the isobaric chamber. All the way up. That's the very first thing you're going to do. And now what we're going to do is we're going to open up the printer and have the Epson cartridges come over. Now the 3520 is the one we're going to set up today. It's the same as the 3540. 3540 just has a larger tray, so you have to, when you're going to put the continuous ink system next to it, you might have to lift it up a little bit on something to make up for that extra paper tray. Because we're going to open up, we're going to move the cartridges over, so you want to go to where it says Setup. And you'll see where it says Ink Levels, say OK. And by the way, I want to point this out. This is the new waste box, the maintenance waste box. I'll show you that towards the end of the video. That's very important. Now what you want to do is arrow down. We're going to replace the cartridges. Now they're going to move over. Okay, now they're going to move over. You can open it up. You can remove the Epson cartridges. Okay, now what we're going to do is unplug the printer from the back. Now we can move this assembly back and forth for hose travel. Now what we're going to do is take off this side. Right in here, we're going to take that hinge off. You want to go as careful as you can. There's a 50-50 chance that it will break off, but save it anyway, because you can use some instant glue to put it back on with, should you ever need to. You don't need to put it back on. I've got a screwdriver wedged down in there, and I'm using a little pair of needle nose to try to edge it off. Take your time. Now, taking it off, the little pin broke, so we can always use some instant glue to glue that back on should we ever have to. And now I can put in the CIS cartridges. This is a new low-profile design. It's going to go in. I hear that snap. All of them have to snap in, or you'll get that error code, cannot recognize the cartridges. I'm going to put it down in there, and we'll get the rest of the parts that we supply with. Okay, now I'm going to install the first hose bracket. I'm going to clip onto here, and then I'm going to feed the hose up between it and lock it down. Okay, now we're going to install the continuous ink system. We have the cartridge assembly, can move back and forth, and now we're going to place the cartridges in. Now you want to hear that snap in. If that does not snap in, you're going to get cannot recognize the cartridges. That's got to snap in. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to put on the first hose bracket. A little bracket, clear, and it's going to snap right on where the hinge came off. So I'm going to feed the hose out. Okay. And I'm going to put the bracket in and push down. That's going to hold that hose. It's going to hold it right like that in that direction. Make sure it's locked in. And now I'm going to push it all the way over to the left side. Put it all the way over. So it makes a nice tight fit there. Now here's where it's important. You got to keep this hose high. If it goes down too low, it's going to hit the cartridge assembly. So there's no room for a bracket. So what we're going to give you is some high strength tape that you're going to actually tape the hose on. And it's going to be taped lined up with of the top lid right here. That's where the tape is going to go. And you're going to get another piece is going to go right here. And then another hose bracket is going to go right here. Okay. Now I'm going to peel the tape. Make sure I got it right. Got it nice. I got it right near the top. Lined up. Peel a piece of the tape off. There it is. They're lined up. I'm going to hold it right here. And then I'm going to start taping it. Put the tape down. Oh, my gloves got stuck. So see, I got the tape down. Then hold the tape down, and there's a little slot underneath there. I'm going to stick that tape in. You can feel it go right in. That'll hold it nice and tight. Now you can see from a side view, put the tape right in this little slot, get it up in there. It holds nice and tight. Then I'm going to put the next one right here. That's where the next one's going to go. So this way the hose travels back and forth without snagging. Aim that hose down a little bit. It's going to go over. So when the lid's closed, the lid's going to hold that hose from popping up and down. Okay, now I'm putting in the other piece of tape. So that should move back and forth. Make sure the hose is down in there. You want to get that hose just right here. So you got to take your time. Got to get the right angle. Just the way it looks. There you go. Now, if we put something in this, what we call the interlock switch here, we'll be able to leave the printer open and watch it go back and forth. So now that's in. Take your other bracket, place it right about here. Now you don't want to put the hose in that bracket. That's just going to stop the top from crushing the hose. Okay, now we're going to balance the isobaric chamber when you first get it. It's got to roll. It's going to take all the ink because of shipping gets in that isobaric chamber. Now we can open this up. And let's open up the little... Now you might want to have a piece of paper towel. Sometimes you can get a little ink on your fingers doing this. Now if you had the Workforce 3540, had the double tray, you might have to lift the ink bottles to compensate for that extra height with the double tray. Now we can open the lid back up. Got it all installed. We can plug it in. I'm going to get a piece of paper and put it right in here first. Put the piece of paper in. This way the printer will think the lid is closed. Now we're going to reach behind the printer and we're going to plug it in. Now if you cannot recognize the cartridges, they were not snapped in all the way. So you want to do that a couple of times until the error code goes away. Now it's preparing the ink system. That means it's going to be charging the printhead. And we have the top open so you can see how the hose runs. Make sure you got plenty of... Every now and then you might have to change out this tape. We're using just about any tape. This is brand name tape called Gorilla Tape. That's what we're using. That's what we supply. Should last quite a while, but just in case you have to take the system in and out, you might want to get some of that because there's no room for a bracket. It's very, very close. Now, if this area of the printer wasn't there, you could take that out, of course. Then you could have put a bracket in if you want to. Now, this is the way you reset the ink levels. Now, because of the new chip, it resets all the ink levels at once, cuts down on excessive cleaning. Then in the back of the machine, you have what they call the maintenance box. I'll show you that. So that's going to either have to be replaced or reset. And they're about anywhere from $16 to $30. Still preparing. Let's just show you this while we're waiting. You can take this off, but if you don't want to do that, depending on how handy you are, when it closes, you could literally take this corner out while it's in the printer. Just remove it. That's up to you. And this way, you wouldn't need that hose bracket, and you could close the lid. Either way, it makes no difference. Okay, just ran a nozzle check after installing the system. They all look very good. Now, if you see one little tiny break, don't try to clean it out. Leave it alone. It'll fix itself. Don't do any more than 3 cleanings at one time. And you don't need to do a cleaning for that. Okay, now I turned around the printer just to show you. Here's where the maintenance box is. You got to take off the back, and you can reach in and slide it out. Now we have another video. There's a chip right there. And that's what you're going to be resetting, or you can buy a new one. Now they're going to charge anywhere from $16 to $30 for this little throwaway waste box. If you watch our other video, we'll show you how you can keep using it over and over again without spending $16 every time.